fancy meeting you here in this little old place. I'm Tish, and this is Echo Echo. Are we feeling the bucket hat? I personally think it's better than a Gucci bucket hat or, some name brand. It's got a First Nation Aboriginal design. I have to take it off to look to see what the company is, because I can't remember. I bought it at the airport. It's called Bunabiri, Australia. Bunabiri. I'll have to link them because I love it. So good. But I don't often wear my hair down, so I have to have like a visor at school or a big straw hat so that it goes over my bun. Anyway, we're back. Hopefully part 1 will be finished loading in a little bit. Can you see Mabel? Mabel. Hi. All the dogs are not in, like, they're pretty good at the moment. Oh, see what she's got a ball hidden under the, oh, we see the ball. That's their very tricky hiding spot under the covers. The other night when I went to bed, I got 3 balls out underneath the covers. I was like, I kept moving around in bed. I'm like, what? Oh my God, another one. There was 3 balls in there. Eee. I don't make my bed every day. Sorry, Mel Robbins. I used to, and I still should, because I really do like getting into a freshly made bed. It's true what they say. Well, it's not true what Mel Robbins says. She's mostly a flim-flam woman. Anyway, we're back with these two. Was doing a little bit of looking for Rakan Khalifa just to see if Jessie Lee was on his Instagram, because I was trying to get a picture of them together. And Jessie Lee had like a reel, but it was hard to get a screenshot of that. And Rakan she wasn't on his. So could be a bit one-sided there, JL. Anyway, gonna do the YouTube things. Please like and subscribe. Thank you if you are a recent subscriber, because the most important count for any YouTuber, big or small, is whoever presses the button next. You're the most important person. Thank you. Like, we wouldn't be there without that next person. So thank you. And I'm feeling much better today, so I don't think it's the old vid happening anyway. Yeah, so here we have part 2 of Jessie Lee Ward interviewing Rakan Khalifa. Jessie Lee works for Prove It, but I think she makes the bulk of her money from speaking, coaching, and I swear I'm not tired. I had a really good sleep. Sorry. And legitimate businesses. And Rakan works for iGenius, and I'm pretty sure he makes most of his money recruiting for iGenius. Anyway, he told some interesting stories about how he cheated to come to Canada, and that he was almost broke at one point in time. They neglected to say why there was a big change at the company, but it was when Kuvera rebranded to iGenius, and basically they lost everyone. And yeah, the company was going down, but it's been resurrected because Chad, he ain't gonna let it go. Neither's Anthony Napolitano. He's not gonna let it go. So that's some pretty strong forces trying to save it. Anyway, he was broke, but he even said, you never would have been able to tell I was broke. And that makes me think that there's quite a lot of flexing going on at iGenius. I was just having a quick look on the sock account, and Kevin, who I still need to do a video about, Kevin was saying that he had on there, when somebody leaves, POV, somebody leaves because they say that the systems don't work. So I don't think he's having as much success as he thought he would. But he also thought he was going to be IPA by July 25th or something like that. But I don't think he is, because they promote it whenever anyone becomes an IPA. Okay. He hasn't taken it off his reels, though. Alright, let's keep going with this BS.
One is Jesse Lee Ward, and one is Rakan Khalifa.
Oh, okay. So the prefacing question she has asked here is, when people tell you to stop, no, something about time, and we will keep working even if we don't have to. We're the hardest working people. I know two of the hardest working people, and one is me. Good on you, JR, real humble. And two is Rakan. So they'll keep on working no matter what's going on. I think that's around about the question we're up to. So I think she was saying something like, when people say, chill out, calm down, you don't have to do all that. And literally, no one. The only thing we want you to chill out and calm down on is recruiting.
And so I want to know, because I know my personality, but I want to know, can you tell people, what is that about you? Why are you still doing what you're doing? Why are you still pushing the way you're pushing? What do you feel like saying, even though you might not say it? I know sometimes you're a yeller, so I don't know what you're going to say right now. But when somebody's like, chill out, relax, take a vacation, la, 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 la.
Yeah, I think I've heard that a lot.
Yeah.
You see, I've always been inspired to do more, and I think my biggest fear in life is to be normal. My biggest fear in life is to even, even.
You're gonna make me laugh again. You're fucking normal. There is nothing unique about you. You are a financial dude, bro. You are the quintessence of it. You are not different. You're not unique. Okay? Take a message from Fight Club that ruined quite a lot of men's egos back in the day. You are not a unique snowflake. Okay?
Be perceived as, oh, it's just Rakan. He's just here. And
this is what I reiterated yesterday. No one in his company thinks like that, and he knows it. Like, this is fucking bullshit. This is like, ooh, I'm so humble. No, you're not. Everybody knows who you are, and they aspire to have what you have, because of this. They want your money. They don't really care who you are. Like, I mean, it's not about who he is at the core of it. It's just that he's tricked them all into it.
maybe that's a little bit of ego, a mix with want to inspire people, with want to change people's lives, with it's a mix of a lot of things. But I think one of my biggest driving forces is I can't stand somebody being normal, and I'm just always on my A game. I want to be always on my A game. Although, listen, we have ups and downs of our own, but I want to be able to be on my A game. I love the underdog story. Love the.
You're not an underdog at the moment. You're top dog. Okay? And if you're going to position yourself as the underdog, then that is purposely trying to manipulate. You came out on top. And it's only because you had nothing else. And you got lucky with iGenius rebranding and getting back up there. Okay? No one knew you were the underdog. You were faking it. You're not the underdog.
Underdog story. I've always been an underdog in our industry. Companies wise, I've always had, in our space, other companies that are bigger than us, but I've always it's me that's changing the ship. It's me that's doing this. And not only that, you see, my younger sister, For me, when one of my major clicks in life or major shifts in life was when my sister started making some crazy income. Now we can't talk about incomes here, but I'll tell you something. She has changed life quick, dramatically quick.
Yes.
And this is not somebody that I met. This is my own. I known her my entire life, right? So for somebody, for me to not only change people around me, but my own sister's life, it is just that keeps me going. Now I have 2 younger siblings that they will be at their top game, but then as well I have friends and family that rely on me, that I can't let them down. And for me, if I'm not growing, I'm dying.
That's really interesting. I don't know if it's positive. It sounds stressful. And I know that in different cultures, people look after their families. The people have to be, eventually when the parents retire, they have to look after them and they have to live with them or have to pay for their lifestyle, etc., etc. Same with, people the opposite way. Like if you have kids, someone else has got to look after them, blah, 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 blah. But I don't. This isn't answering the question, really. He's going off on this little tangent, and it's all about bragging, really.
So I just feel network marketing is the perfect vehicle for that. And this is where I can fulfill what my desires is for not to be normal.
Yeah, I hope everyone wrote that down. Your biggest fear in life is to be normal.
I didn't write it down because I'm on camera, like physically not writing it down. Isn't one of the major things about network marketing duplication? So you all do the same thing? And I'm telling you now, that's what happens in iGenius. When somebody gets a rank, we all get the same video. There's the free binary challenge at the moment. That's on every single iGenius account at the moment. You are not unique. You are not abnormal. Okay? Again, we've got this pick me attitude. I'm so different. I'm not like other MLM. I'm not like other uplines. You're exactly the same and you duplicate. So this is all BS.
I always talk about how when people are like, oh, at least I'm average. I'm like, I don't think you understand what average is. Average is literally taking the 1% and then averaging them with a whole bunch of people who do nothing in order to get, the 70% or whatever else it is. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me either, why you would want to chase that. And then I want to touch on the whole idea of always wanting more, because again, we had this conversation when I was in Canada last.
I don't know if you just saw it. I've got like one of those things that's like people have in hospitals where they like put it on the side of your bed and you can like sit on your bed and tape stuff. And Frida was on it. Yeah, nice work. I'm just gonna have to rewind a little bit, sorry. God, these friggin' dogs are nuts.
And then averaging them with
Okay, no.
A lot of things, but they will be at their top game. But then as well, I have friends and family that rely on me, that I can't let them down. And for me, if I'm not growing, I'm dying. So
sorry for the repetition.
I just feel
here.
network marketing is the perfect vehicle for that. And this is where I can fulfill what my desires is for not to be normal.
Yeah,
freaking
I
dogs.
hope everyone wrote that down. Your biggest fear in life is to be normal. Because I always talk about how when people are like, oh, at least I'm average. I'm like, I don't think you understand what average is. Average is literally taking the 1% and then averaging them with a whole bunch of people who do nothing in order to get, the 70% or whatever else it is. Like,
well, no, it's not 70%, Jessie Lee. Maybe you need to double check your sources, okay? If people were to actually use the active and inactive partners, your stats would be worse. Okay. You're in the 1%. You guys can joke about it all you like. You're ripping off people every day.
It just doesn't make sense to me either why you would want to chase that. And then I want to touch on the whole idea of always wanting more, because again, we had this conversation when I was in Canada last week where I'm like, you are literally always going to want more. Or no, we were texting about this. Like we talked about when both of us made our first million.
Yeah.
And I want to say this to a lot of people because
very relatable. Yes, we were talking about that. I was talking about that with fellow teacher. Remember when you made your first million? No. Jessie Lee, you are really getting a bit of a Rachel Hollis vibe happening. And I don't know. I think that they're bad judges of character because not everybody wants more. Some people are content. Some people are content to be average. Some people are content to be, as rich as they are, as poor as they are. They're content. And they don't have to keep pushing like you idiots, because you know that if you don't, if you lose your downline, it crumbles. So you have to keep pushing. Otherwise, we turn into Tony from Monet, who, or even though she's also in the Hall of Fame with you guys, things aren't looking good for her at the moment.
So many of you, I know you think your life is going to dramatically change when you make 6 figures. And then when you have your first 6-figure month, it's going to dramatically change. And then when you make your first $1 million, it's going to dramatically change. And you make your first 10 million, it's going to dramatically change. And then whatever, every level.
So she does this repetition thing. And, this is something that I do in teaching as well, because it stays in your memory. Okay. And it's really annoying because she usually does it with like the most mundane things. Of course, you are not going to notice those changes because you work so fucking hard. It's not going to happen. You don't actually take the time. Well, only in the last month. Really, she doesn't take time to enjoy her wealth. I think Rakan does more than her.
And I just need everyone to understand, stop trying to chase that. Like, go after the actual journey, create the memories, find your joy. I feel like if you chase joy.
How? What do you mean? So you're not allowed to have the goal of making that without what?
And you chase things you love, and you chase experiences, and you chase, just love, because you mentioned love earlier. Like, you don't burn out, and because you're always going to want more. And we were, talking back and forth about this, but it's like, I remember when I made my first million, and I saw the first time 2 commas were in my bank account before I went and I invested it. And it was like 10 seconds of excitement, no more. I know it sounds so weird, okay? But I just want, you and you agree with me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure people, this is.
Fuck off. You might have had that joy then, but it affects the way you carry yourself now, especially him. In that video where he was like, fight me. That's him. I'm a fucking millionaire. Who are you? And I've got another video which I might put in this one as well. He's pretty much dissing his own people too. I better put it on my Google Drive. All right. That's bullshit. You lord it over people, but you talk about it. I'm a 6-7-figure earner. You talk about it. Like, it's not like you do not enjoy it. Of course you do.
It's not just a Jessie Lee conversation, right?
Yeah.
Like, I was looking at it and I went, that's so cool. And I screenshot it, and I saw it when I was at the gym. So I screenshot it. I'm like, oh my my gosh, like I have $1 million in my bank account. That's so cool. And then it was like, all right,
It's time to go.
next? Let's go. Like
Time to empty it up.
And then that's actually another little tip on accident that I just shared with you. Too many of you, especially if you came from nothing, like I came from nothing, it's such a normal habit to try to hold on to it and not create the actual wealth. And so you and I have very similar mentalities on this as well, where now I don't have depleted bank accounts, right? Where I'm not at zero. I know some people say like literally empty it out and then whatever, but I am constantly investing, and that keeps me, just to kind of go back to that conversation, keeps me so hungry. If I have $15 million sitting in a bank account, I might not work as hard. I don't know. Maybe I would. I probably would because it's me. But like, if I'm constantly deploying it, you know, into different investments and different things and back in the team and into travel and into whatever, then I'm going to constantly have this hunger because I'm moving the money out. And so
Oh, that's interesting because that's what I said before, that they have to keep on working because of the company. So she even sort of confirmed that because she puts money into her people, into her team. They had an incentive trip recently, I think. Yeah, she does spend a lot of money on the team.
I hope more people start to do more of that. I don't know if you want to say anything on that. I kind of, you know.
I wonder, a prediction, is he going to say, put it into crypto? Because of course, that's where he invests money as well.
Got excited for a minute.
Empty it out. I know, like I think it's subconscious. I've seen people like relax at like $50,000 in their bank, and I'm like, oh yeah, you need to empty that out. Whether it's an investment in your majority of the time, I think, especially
These two people are not financial advisors. Can you stop telling people what to do? Please see a financial advisor. If I had 50 grand in the bank, I'd probably be I don't know, dead. Because how could I ever save that much money? But if I had 50 grand in the bank and I was saving to buy a car or a house for myself, I'm not going to put it in to empty my account out. Like, what a fucking stupid. That's so dumb. These people are idiots. Oh my God.
under $100,000, it's definitely an investment in yourself. Whether it's masterminds, whether it's courses, whether it's, you know, a business, whatever.
We're gonna sell the coaching in the mastermind. Give some of it to Eric Worre. They're good. They're good students, Eric. These two. They're selling for you.
Into your business, into yourself. Anything over 100 grand is start looking for other stuff, but get rid of it. Not completely, but get rid of it and just have something that you know just in your bank, so you can always keep going.
Please don't listen to these idiots. They've said well, his father was up and down, but she said she comes from not money. I don't think that they're giving good advice right now. See a financial advisor.
Would you agree your best investment you ever made was in yourself with your education?
100%.
Yeah. I see this so often. Like, people are so scared, and I was too. Like, the first time I met Eric was on the Six Figure Summit, and I remember the ticket was $750, and I thought, this man is literally crazy. Like, there's no way I'm gonna get $750 of value out of this thing. Like, even me saying that, I could just die laughing. Like, and we chatted just yesterday about, you know, his mastermind, I guess, is 25,000 or 30,000 or something now a year, whatever it is. And
I have a story for that.
Go, I want to hear it. Talk to me.
I have so the next level mastermind. So that same year that I met you, it was $10,000, right? And then prices went up the next year.
The price went up.
Yeah, prices went up. So I at 10 grand, I definitely could afford it. At 25 grand, I'm pushing it. So at the end of the year, when it was when it was close to GoPro, I had $31,000 in my bank account, literally $31,000, and This is, I was telling my mom, like, okay, well, I'm gonna go put a deposit, like for like a small condo, blah 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 blah, and that's it. Like like my mom was like, okay, yes, this is a good, yes, you should do this and you should do this and it's perfect. And then I watched one of the videos and it was talking about the mastermind and it said $25,000, and I did the math.
Eric. I mean, he's rich now, so I suppose it paid off, but Eric, good work, man. He must be so rich.
$25,000 US is exactly $31,000 Canadian. So I would be left with exactly $500 in my bank account. So I was stressing, I was sweating, stressing, all the emotions coming in. And it was late at night, so my mom was sleeping. So I messaged her, and then I'm like, hey, so what do you think? And she never responded. And I just clicked, tick, and I just got it. So she responded to me the second day. She's like, oh, you're joking, right? I'm like, and then she opened up my bank account and it was $500. And she sends me a whole voice note yelling, pretty much, what are you doing? This is... But that $25,000 has made me millions.
Yeah. Yeah. I think more people need to hear stuff like that because people are always asking, how do you get into circles? How do I meet people?
That's not going to happen for everyone. That is not going to happen for everyone. And this is just advertising for Eric. Like, simple as that. These are the lucky ones.
Like this. How do I learn that? How do I do whatever? And you can't, like, Google is not always accurate, my friends. Like, this good stuff you see is not the same. And I had this mentality. That's why I like to talk about it. I had this mentality that I could learn everything just online. I could learn everything from books. I was like, I don't need to go to these events. That used to be my mentality. I was like, I'm not going to events. I'm not gonna spend money on a hotel, on a flight, on food, on tickets. Like, my second event of Eric's, FYI, like, I don't know if you know this, my second event was Beyond Leadership.
Yeah.
And that ticket for 3 days was $10,000. And I was like, this man is literally like not sane. Like, he is mentally unwell. I was sure. I'm like, and I was like all excited. Like, I had to justify in my head because, again, like, no income claims or whatever. I know I'm not normal. You're not normal. We've established that in this conversation. But like, I had taken that $750 for the quick.
They just want to be so special, so bad. You're not special. And outside of network marketing, no one knows who the fuck you are. No one. Not even Eric. Like, seriously. MLM and anti-MLM, that's it.
Little 6-figure summit or whatever. And I was making $33,000 a month then. 9 months later, I came back for the Beyond Leadership that he was charging this arm, leg, other random, probably a kidney, like lots of body parts, man, to go to this freaking Beyond Leadership. He's charging $10,000 for 3 days, like not even full days. Cause Eric is like sleepy. So he shows up at 11, like 11 to 5. It's like Eric Worry time. And I'm like, I'm not what? But it was 9 months later, and I went from $33,000 a month to $206,000.
Wow.
Oh, was that an income claim? Possibly.
And so I had to think to myself, what made that difference? What made that leap from $33,000 a month to $200,000 at the time? This is 2017. And I'm like, well, duh. It was all the education. Actually, I've never said this on a can I tell you something?
Go ahead.
It's like not that exciting, but I think it's exciting. Okay. Do you see this? Like all this stuff, like these faces on my wall. So you know what these are. These are the car earners.
Yeah.
Okay. So everyone on my wall here, there's 147 of these people. They all have businesses that are $50,000 a month or more that I get to mentor. So this idea, I've been doing this for years now, but this came from my first event ever with Eric.
Wow. Somebody
stood up and said, I print out photos of my leaders and I put them on my wall for motivation. And I went, see, I can relate to that because I'm so, I cry every day, but like, I'm so emotional. Don't laugh.
I have not seen her cry before. And I've watched a fair amount of her stuff. She talks about crying quite a lot. But I've only ever really seen her doing the motions. And even then, I haven't seen her cry.
Me. I'm so emotional. I'm a feeler, and I knew that if I would look at their faces, I would.
You feel that you can rip people off, maybe? You cry because you're happy, because wiping your tears with money?
Do more.
Mhm.
And so like little stuff like that, like boom, boom,
That's
boom.
cool.
And yeah, and now like, now I spend $100,000 on masterminds, $30,000 on masterminds, whatever. And I think anybody who complains about the cost of anything, it's because you don't value yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I knew if I could learn from people.
Fuck off. I'm sorry, did you not hear me? Fuck off. That's bullshit. Maybe back in the day when it was kind of smaller, it was easier to do. But the anti-MLM people are in town. Freaking, there are so many people trying to push to the front with this bullshit coaching. It's just ridiculous. And do you get a kick back for all the people you forced to do the mastermind program with Eric, Jesse Lee? Do you get a group discount, a little bit of a kickback? Because it does seem that people are forced to do it, right? And, obviously the iGenius people have some sort of thing happening with Eric because they had an event on his stage. Ooh. Oh, these rich idiots with poor tips and just unethical friggin' souls. Oh, it's just gross. Okay. Oh, 14 more minutes.
It's like, okay, I got a Picasso story. You know that TikTok.
Yeah.
Let's say the TikTok. Do it.
What the okay.
Okay, you better not be fucking talking shit on Picasso. This is my Picasso doodle. Yeah, go away. That's my dog. The thing here was also a Picasso doodle, which I got done in Barcelona, and I got charged €80 for it, even though it was just like this one, but they didn't even do it right, okay? Because I'd just been to the Picasso Museum and I was really inspired, so they better not be talking shit on Picasso. Or, making something like relate to them from Picasso. He would spit in your face. Am I too angry? Maybe.
I like a Picasso.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. All right. So the Picasso story. Do you know this? The Picasso. You probably do. So there's a story where Picasso is like on.
I know the story, and it's not to do with. Now I know the story she's going to tell. I'm like, fuck off. That is not about network marketing. Oh. Am I going to have to. I did not expect that to come out of. I wasn't. Please don't use Picasso's story to sell your MLM crap, please. Okay, I think I'm gonna bleep that, but I said the B word. I was really angry. Don't use Picasso.
The side of a bridge, and he's painting. And some lady walks by and goes, "Oh my gosh, you're Picasso." He goes, "Yeah." And she says, "Can you paint me?" And he says, "Yeah, sure." And it takes him 30 seconds, and he paints her this, or I guess maybe it's like 15 minutes or something. It takes like 15 minutes, and he's painting her, this Picasso. He's painting her. And he goes to hand her the painting of her. And she goes, and he says, "Okay, that'll be $30,000. And this is $30,000 back in Picasso days.
And when was that, Dale? Do you know?
She goes, "What? That took you 15 minutes. And he said, "No, see, I don't think you understand. that took my entire life.
Mm.
And so when people don't want to pay for education,
Yeah.
I don't think you're understanding the value that somebody who has made, maybe it's billions of dollars,
Yeah.
you get access to.
Yeah,
Maybe it's
I agree.
Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. Him saying, oh, these wankers. Oh my god, they're wankers. Oh my god. Now the story. I have heard that story. And look, this is a non-working Apple pen. Okay, it's driving me nuts. I couldn't get it swapped over. But the story, I've heard it said a little bit differently, which is like that it was just a doodle, like this one, because he did doodles. And that's why it was so simplistic. And it was like the lady, and I heard it was just a, you know, can you do me a little drawing? Because he used to hang out in Barcelona and people would see him in the cafes. And yeah, he said, yeah, something similar. He would be, I mean, he's like being an idiot. He would, yes, the lady, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, no, this is what I've been doing all my life. So I hate, that's such a great quote about the value of art and artist skills, because so often people will be like, oh, I could do that, you know, my preschooler could do that. And it's like, well, okay, but it doesn't mean anything, you know. Banksy's work is street art and it is worth millions. So if we're talking about art, look at her face. Oh my god, you were such an idiot. Yeah, it's not, it's, you can use it as an analogy for education, but really, it's about the value of art, because a lot of people didn't have value in modernism, and especially cubism, because it was such a move away from like post-impressionists and all in impressionism, you know. It was a major art movement that was not popular at the time. And, you know, a lot of people were saying, well, what are we paying all this money for? It doesn't even look like anything. And yeah. However, like I said, I've heard it told differently. It's not something that Picasso would have been happy about you using for your network marketing business. Okay? What do you learn at Mastermind? It's probably the only thing that's really good about it is the networking part of it, because you get to know people, you get to meet people, and they all have a big wankathon.
Hundreds of millions. Maybe they're the world's biggest philanthropists and they're going to teach you how to do the same. Like, what would it be worth?
How do you get taught to be a philanthropist? Here, I'll show you how to spend money on charity. What?
For you to spend time with Mother Teresa, you know, if she were alive.
Mother Teresa sucks. She was highly problematic. Look it up, people.
What would you pay for that? What's the value there? And so I think too many people don't actually value the knowledge that goes into being world class at something.
Mhm.
And so I always
I like
think about
that
that story when people are like, "Your chart, that's manipulation." I'm like, I would pay every dime in my bank account to get access to the best in the world, because I know that if and you must have this perspective, I'm guessing, but
100%.
for me, you could take the entire empire and I have all of the knowledge to rebuild it.
So in other words, they're expendable. Good to know. A lot of people value education. What they don't value is people who are meant to be learned, right? And are meant to be empathetic, like you say you are. And when those people get to the top of a company, which is, you know, built off the backs of the rest of the company, and they see that truth and they stay there, that's what people don't generally like. And he's like, ooh, he's got his ear up, so I think he's going to say a little louder for those in the back. I've got all the knowledge to rebuild the team. I don't know about that. She's got such a big reputation now. She just burnt them all, like, as a one group. It won't happen, but you know what I mean? Like, it's an unrealistic situation.
You can't take what's in my mind.
It's true.
I don't want to.
I know it is. Okay, so it's good. It's good stuff. All right, so I have a question about. I want to know: do you ever feel imposter syndrome? Do you ever feel like you're not good enough? Where are Rakan's?
They're going to say yes, whether they do or not. I don't think he ever does. He doesn't look like he questions anything. He's so entitled. But they're both going to say they do feel that, to feel relatable, to be relatable, to indicate to others, look, I'm humble, here I am, I have imposter syndrome. Look, I am an expert in imposter syndrome. It's a little added bonus of having depression. Constantly throughout my whole life, okay? And I used to call it the F's. I'm a fraud, I'm a failure, I'm, lots of F words. I was swearing before, like, who cares? Okay, yeah. That's it, people. But I don't think these people have that. They're so arrogant, I think they have lost that relatability, as evidence when she said, how we were talking about when we first made our first million. It's not relatable. People with imposter syndrome, constantly afraid they're going to lose that. You guys are not like that. You're cocky.
Insecurities. I'm curious.
Do you ever feel like you're not good enough?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm always thinking that I can be better. Never not good enough. I used to have that I was. This is probably one of the most things that held me back. I think majority of my life on. I was really good at what I did, especially in soccer. I was really good. Like, I was very special in what I did. I was short and I was a goalkeeper. Well, I'm not short really, but compared to a goalkeeper, I'm like a midget.
I'm short and I can jump, sir. And when I was working. God damn it, these dogs. They're so naughty. They were playing before we came up here. They were all playing, and so we've had some time outside, and now everybody wants to be mucking around. Okay, he is so egotistical. I was good at this, I was good at that. That does not mean that you're special. Like, alright.
But like, I had this ability to jump very high, and because I've heard it from a lot of people, it boosted my confidence. And then I went into Muay Thai training, which is fighting, and I was a talented fighter. Right, I fought and I was strategic fighting. I'm not a kid that would just fight, hit. I'm just very strategic with my fighting. So I just feel like, but when I was younger, I truly believe, especially when I left sports, I've always had, yes, maybe I'm not good enough for this. Maybe this is not for me. Maybe this is, I can't be. So one of the things that when I was around good, better people than me, like, I don't know if I should be in this room. And this is something I had to really internally work on. And I speak to myself a lot. Like, I have a journal that I'm show you guys, that I write on. And it's a cool journal where I write down, like.
I'm glad he is showing us the journal, because I would not have believed him if he didn't show us. We get it. We know what journals are, idiot. Like, fucking hell. He was so good at everything.
There's 3 major things that I write down, and this is where, I wish I have the ability to bring my 2017 book. Oh,
You haven't?
Oh.
Yes, show us.
What an absolute coincidence! The thing I was talking about here that was so important to me. It's right under my chair.
Okay. Oh, this
I'm
is
2017. I journal as
this
well.
is 2017.
My 2017 is not good.
You must be the change you must be the change you wish to see in the world, Gandhi. So I've had a lot of things here. One of my biggest things is iqra. The first word that came down to the Quran is iqra, read. Like that's the first word that ever got came down to a thing. And then a lot of things I've always and then I wrote down quotes that I've always heard. And this is before network marketing, by the way. I wrote down I changed lives before network marketing. Like I kid you not, I can't make this up. As you think you shall be.
That just sounds like you're a narcissist. Because you weren't in network marketing and you're like, you want to be, I change lives. As a teacher, it's something that I've thought of. Like, I enjoy being a positive change in people's lives if it happens. But not just randomly on my own without even like having anything behind me. Must have some ego.
Yeah, like I today a reader, tomorrow a leader. I've read these well, I wrote down these things way before.
So in other words, he's always just been a wanker, right? Okay.
I've had in the end well, this is I think the most important things. I've had affirmations like that I read every single day. But I had this is one of my biggest things where this is a message to myself. Now it's gonna be hard for me to say this on here because it's maybe a little bit.
Then don't do it. But 2017, I think he was joining the company in 2017. I have to double check.
Too private, but I spoke too good to myself. Like if anything bad happened into my life, I'm going down on a pen and paper and I'm speaking good to myself. I'm just instilling belief back into myself.
That sounds really like you're just trying to excuse anything you've ever done wrong, really. Like, oh, well, I'm going to be good to myself even if I'm not a very good person. That's what I interpreted that as.
And one of the first parts, I just want to say that you are very. That's how I started. I just wanted to say this is May 1st, 2017. I just wanted to say you are very special. You are gifted and you have greatness in you. I know you.
Oh, yeah. That's what he was talking about at the beginning. I just always want to be special. I don't want to be ordinary. God damn, he's a pick-me. Oh my god, I'm not like other girls.
You work hard, and I know you are working day in and day out, facing defeat over and over again, never giving up, and trying so hard not to lose. Sell yourself every day because you are destined to do what nobody has done before. Always focus on you and don't give up on yourself because God makes no mistakes. He created you to invest in yourself, invest in your mind, and that's the only tool, my English, god damn it, that will get you to where you want to be. Be close to him. He gave you a blessing that you should never let go of. He wants you to be so successful that you can lead other people and change their lives. I believe you deserve it. You are where you are because your determination and work ethic. Keep pushing, champ, and God bless you. Always remember, no guts, no glory, no risk, no story.
That is revolting. I hated all of that because it's like, I don't know, it's just toxic positivity for starters and just so self-important. Like, who do you think you are? I'm not saying that there isn't value in positive self-talk, but that just was over the top. And like, saying he's going to lead people and rah. It's like, that's a little bit weird if you're not even in a network marketing company. How are you going to lead people? What do you mean? Jessie Lee's going to love it though, isn't she?
That's how I spoke to me. I'm just saying, man, I'll be nice to myself.
And the ego shows.
And this is.
But why are you yelling?
Before all the mindset calls and before everything, I anything that tragic ever happened in my life, I just turned into God in a book.
Okay, so toxic positivity, right?
And that was enough for me.
So powerful. I think sometimes people don't understand that. I love that I don't know where you had the idea to even do that, because I think the average person that's probably listening to this does the exact opposite. Like, they speak to themselves so terribly.
Yeah.
So terribly. Like, if somebody walked in their house and spoke to them the way that they speak to themselves, they would shoot them.
It's true.
I can't help it. I have depression. Okay. I take antidepressants to really help with that, but sometimes my inner critic is an asshole. Okay? And I'm not going to shoot myself this year. Just joking about, unalive. That's how we cope with our depression and trauma.
And yet, in your own mind, it's, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not fast enough, you're never going to make it, nobody likes you, you're not charismatic enough, you're not skinny enough, you're not this, you're not that. And I saw it at the top of the page. It's,
oh dear, Jessie Lee, you have also a mean inner critic.
It says, "Hey, champ." I love that. Like,
ew.
Yeah.
Champ.
Again with the yeah. I love that. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. So sweet. I love that. Oh, my heart's gonna explode. Ah. So I do love that though, because
this is so pathetic. Oh my god. I can't believe I'm mirroring. I'm gonna join prove it. I'm gonna have to get a ketones tattoo. Oh my god. I don't have enough money for ketones tattoo. I'm joking.
If I could guess, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, you probably were writing those things to yourself, and it's not actually how you felt, but you were like, I'm going to make my, like, I'm going to, this has to become my
Definitely
reality.
not what I felt. Absolutely not. I just wanted to enforce it into my brain.
Toxic
'Cause
positivity.
you can trick your brain, right?
Sure.
I don't think people know this. Your brain only has so much room for the capacity. So if you're constantly thinking positively, positive, it doesn't have room for negative.
Yeah.
Like,
That's not completely true and not healthy either. It's not healthy to just drown out the negativity. That's not a way of dealing with that. Go to therapy, and that will help. Thank you.
you can actually lie to yourself into greatness. It's just, it works. And I love that you had the sense of mind to do that in 2017 when stuff was just not good. Just not good.
You know, I started network marketing 2017.
Yeah, but you weren't in it yet, right? Didn't you say you?
No, I wasn't, but I started network marketing
Yeah.
in 2017. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like that's when I started, just because that's when, anyway, you already
Sure.
know. So, okay. So can I ask you one more question?
Sure.
I know
Go
we started late because
Let's do this.
We're so close to
are you
finishing.
enjoying this conversation?
I'm loving it.
Okay, great. So you said something about who you were saying, stepping into who you want to be. I want to know actually, can I ask you, I'm asking you 2 questions.
Can you write down a list of questions, JL? Come on, sister. Get organized. Don't want to look like Elamir over there.
Sure.
Number 1, what is something that you are currently not great at that you want to get better at?
This one's going to be something that actually is positive. Like, oh, I'm a workaholic or something like that. Like where it's like the fake, I'm bad at this, but it's actually good quality. Yeah, we'll see what he says.
Not great at, but you want to get better at. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Well, not receiving calls. No, I'm just joking. I believe I'm not great at. I don't even know. I'm great at everything. No, I'm just joking.
You're not joking.
I would listen. For me, leadership is a never-ending cycle. I would love to always be I believe I'm a great leader, but I can be a better leader. I don't know what's after great, but whatever that is, I want to be more of that. Social media mainly, definitely trying as much as I can to be very creative with my content. Oh, you know what? Yes, I actually have something. I truly believe I'm better than English than I am in Arabic, and I would love to be better in Arabic. Although my first tongue is Arabic, but I've done network marketing so long in English that I got used to English, and I would love to transfer the same amount of power in Arabic.
So that is he did it. He did a positive. But it's for this. He wants to be better in Arabic so that he can sell to more people. Because what? Is Rakan a genius or is he just bilingual? He's just bilingual.
And I'm currently the youngest Arab in the world, but I want to be number one, younger or not younger. So that's definitely something I need to work on.
Aren't there babies being born who are young Arabs? Do you see men in iGenius? What? Or what? In the Hall of Fame? Context. We need context, Rakan.
In Arabic content and education and content, training and content, training like in Arabic language. So that's something that I think I'm good at. I'm just not the greatest.
I love it. And then, so my final question.
Yeah. Oh,
thank
yay.
you for answering that. I liked stumping you. That was good. I could watch your brain. Like I said, you said something along the lines of stepping into who you want to be. My question would be, who does Rakan Khalifa want to be?
Cult leader, king of the world. Many what? Muhammad, God. Money's on God.
I believe Rakan Khalifa.
Servant.
You see, I've got this question multiple times, and every time I answer it in a different way. And I was always looking to have a straight answer. But I feel like the more I grow, the more that I see things, the more I want to become things. And the concept of be, do, have is what changed my life. Be who you want to be. You're gonna have what they have. You're gonna do what they do, and you're gonna have what they have. As Rakan, at this point, he's very focused on of course, my personal brand and my organization's brand. We since we're in the trading world, I definitely want to be one of the number one brands when it comes to that specific niche. And for me to do that is going to require a lot of more leadership skills, a lot of more influence skills, a lot of more public speaking skills in different languages. And I have to let time play its role as well. A lot of people, they have, they're trying to rush a lot of the process. But I've always loved the saying from Gary Vee, which is, micro speed, macro patience.
Yeah.
So, as far as who Rakan wants to be, it's just it keeps evolving. I've always wanted to be number one in the world for network marketing. Then I kind of changed to just being an entrepreneur in general. But if I'm launching a company or I'm launching a system or I'm launching a restaurant or I'm doing anything, that needs to be the best. And I've always just thought that, how can I enhance? How can I grow? How can I get this bigger? How can I, I went to on a Friday night, I went to my restaurant and I was looking, and I'm not too involved in the operations then, because I trust the partners that I have. And I was looking and I just had ideas. This is how we can be better. And I truly believe, I think one of my gifts is I can look at something and no matter what it is, and I can always look and, hey, we can improve this, or we can do this.
As somebody who, have you ever run restaurants? Because didn't he work in a club? I don't know, that's awful. It sounds arrogant as usual. He just wants to be number one. That's who he wants to be.
And I look at certain things from a different perspective than a lot of people that I know, and it's just improvement, and it's never ending. You can always do better.
I agree. I love it. So I love you. I appreciate you for sharing with everybody today. I think it's super powerful. And
thank you for allowing me to speak on your stage yesterday.
Yeah, twice now in a week.
Twice.
Oh my God.
Damn.
It's ridiculous. Well, thank you.
Getting too much, getting out of hand.
Oh, whatever. Thank you for letting me speak on your stages as well.
Appreciate you.
You too.
I appreciate you. I hope everybody learned a thing or two from today.
I think they probably did.
I think they did too.
I appreciate you setting the pace up there in Canada for the men. And number one, you know,
should I leave?
You have stiff competition, so there's that. But anyway, no, you're incredible, and I hope that more people are able to follow you and gain some wisdom from you. Speaking of, where can people follow you? I know everyone can follow me here, obviously I'm on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and I don't think I'm streaming on TikTok right now. Actually,
Instagram is the main way. I guess it's Bank of Khalifa. No hashtags, no screenshot, no that, whatever. Like I have like 1 billion fake pages of me.
Yeah,
I'll never ask you for money just in case. But at Bank of Khalifa, and then I'm working more on my YouTube. It's Rakan Khalifa, and yeah, we're rocking and rolling.
Love it. Well, love you. Appreciate you.
I appreciate you for being a legend in our industry, Jesse Lee. And we'll talk soon.
Sounds perfect. Bye, guys. Ciao.
Oh, that felt really awkward at the end. She said she loved him too. I love you. I love you. And he is, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Okay, thank God that's over. God damn it. It was just, is what I said, a big wank fest where, oh, you're so good. No, you're so good. No, I'm so good. And I'm so good. Yes, we are both good because we're hard work. It was just constant stream of what? I don't have much of an opinion on JL either way. I think that she knows what she's doing and is exploitative in that way. I think she manipulates the truth of her story when it is convenient for her. You know, she says she's got those car owners up on the wall and how many, but has she taken down the photos of the people who have left the organization? Because technically you don't have those car owners anymore. I could feel that yawn coming the whole time and I was trying to stop it. Like, it was just forced out then. Rakan, on the other hand, he is... I just see the beginnings of a cult leader because of knowing so much about like Jonestown and David Koresh. Remember, I couldn't remember his name. Yes, Waco, freaking Children of God, blah blah blah. All the ones with the weapons, you know. The one from Japan was Shoko Asahari. God, what is that called? You know, the Japanese gas ones. Yeah. Because the one from oh, I can't help it again. What the hell? I can't stop these yawns. God damn it, what's the name of the people who were in Japan who did the gas attacks? But that group of people started out as like science fiction nerds and then they ended up like gassing people in the Japanese subway. You know, like Jim Jones, like I said yesterday, was a fairly, you know, respected figure for so long and then went down to Guyana and killed 1,000 people. Oh, it's just yucky. It feels yucky. And, you know, Jim Jones also had quite a lot of women who would do his bidding. And I see that a lot in iGenius. What is happening with the yawning? I cannot even stop them right now. I'm not even tired. So he's got Lily, his sister Afnan, Coach Sana, the gross one. Oh, what's her name? She was the one who told the influencers. Vashi. He's got Jasmine under his thumb as well, you know. And probably all the girls, really. So they all talk him up. Me, we love Rakan. He sucks. Thank you. Alright. He's very egotistical. And I think a man with an ego, even before he was a network marketer, that's a bit dangerous. You know, I compare him because Anthony Napolitano is the person who's his everyone's direct upline. He doesn't carry himself like this. It's not like he's still a wanker, but it's not like this, you know? For Rakan, it might be the money, but it's also the ego. I think for Anthony Napolitano, it's just the money. Sure, he probably gets an ego boost, but mainly the money. Rakan, he wants it all. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. It's very early, so I'm going to film another video, I think. And, got to work on my Dragula costume. Going to be interesting. And yeah, have a good one. Let me know what you think. Gotta do some more research on iGenius because they are growing and we need to get the word out that they are just little flexing rip-off merchants. That's it. Alright. If you enjoyed the video today, please give it a like. If you enjoyed and you come back, why not subscribe? I would tell you to turn the bell on, but I do not care about that. I don't know why. I don't have anyone's bell on. Sorry. I'll find it. Am I a bad YouTuber? I mean, maybe, but not just because of that reason. I might dye my hair later. I've got this blue grey. It's still grey. It'll still be grey, don't worry. Alright, that's it, people. Gonna have dinner soon. Give the dogs dinner, etc. An hour and 8. Oh, it's a short one. Okay, goodbye, people. Bye.